Hey guys. Okay, so super minor road trip here. Figured I'd cover something. Sorry about the resonance here, going up the pass. Really need to get a good set of mufflers on this thing. It's just got the resonators. Anyway, attachment to people. Is your fear of losing somebody keeping you in an unhealthy relationship? That fear of loss, fear of abandonment, whatever it might be. Is that fear keeping you stuck? Are you valuing that person being in your life more than your own health or safety? Are you valuing the known over the possibility of improvement? Because the known is comfortable, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. Weird, but that's how it is. Let me tell you something. When you get to a place where you are not afraid to lose somebody, anybody, out of your life, I mean, yeah, it'll suck. You're not going to like it. It's going to hurt. But when that fear does not control you, you are free to make the decisions that are going to protect your health, mental and physical. You are going to make the decisions that are going to elevate your life, elevate your experience, and elevate the people around you. Because you are not going to accept being stepped on. You are not going to accept being treated like garbage. You're not going to accept it. You're going to see it for what it is. You're going to call it out for what it is. You are going to require people, if they want to be part of your life, to treat you with respect. And that does not mean they bow down to you. That means they communicate with you, not in toxic or controlling ways. That means there is not a power imbalance. That means they do not threaten you with anything. Okay? And if they insist on doing that or continuing to do that, they are not a safe person to have that kind of relationship with. And when you are not afraid to lose people, when that does not control you, you get a lot pickier about who you let in your life and what you will and won't accept. Okay? And this will change your quality of life so freaking much. I can't even begin to explain the difference that this will make. Okay? I have people I love dearly. Dearly. Love them to death. Pieces. Whatever. Death comes for us all. Abandonment, that hurts too. Okay? And for a long time, I have had some serious issues with abandonment. Okay? Like, the fear of it controlled me because, I did not have a firm foundation to stand on. For my own value, for my own worth, for knowing that I was loved and lovable and worth loving. Okay? And that self-view, that self-perception drove a lot of my behavior. So take a look at how much of your self-perception is driving your behavior. What needs are driving your behavior? What aren't you getting? Is it safety, security? I mean, what is it? Because if we're not operating consciously, then something is driving us. Something is driving our behavior. We're running on a script that we may not necessarily be aware of. Most of the time, we're not. So what is driving your behavior? The fear of abandonment can be so bad that it can be pathological. If you've been abandoned enough in your life, or you've been taught to fear loss, a lot of times you will push away the very people who you want to keep close because you are already expecting them to abandon you. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, okay? We don't want that. We don't like that. It's bad. Bad juju, okay? So how do you stop that? How do you do something different? Okay, first of all, you got to become aware of what you're doing. Okay, awareness is like, half the battle. Because once you are aware, you grow your awareness. This awareness is not something that happens all at once. It's something that you grow over time and with practice. Okay, it starts small and it begins to grow bigger. You will catch yourself reacting in the middle of or after your reaction. You'll go, oh, I did the thing. Okay, don't get mad at yourself if that's where you start, because that's where everybody starts. Okay. Some people pick it up a little bit quicker than others, but some people also have it more deeply ingrained than others. So have some grace with yourself. You're not gonna just be able to fix this right away. You're rewriting a script, okay? You are changing which neural pathways your brain is using, okay? That's not a one and done, okay? That takes practice. Just like learning a new skill takes practice, this is literally just a new skill for your brain. And it takes time. Especially if you're used to doing something a certain way, and then you have to change the way you do it. You're going to inadvertently slip back into the old way multiple times before you catch yourself, before you do it. It's growing your awareness. Okay. Are you operating out of fear? Or are you operating out of confidence? Are you operating out of love that's, that's a disguise love? That's a disguise for fear. Are you attempting to control the people around you? Are you attempting to control the events around you that are really outside of your control? You're trying to control these people so that you can control these events, the things that they do. Okay? Ask these questions. They're very, very, very important questions. Okay? It's taken a long time for me. But I can tell you that I came from a lot of loss, a lot of trauma, a lot of abandonment, and I mean a lot of it. Okay? Physical abandonment, emotional abandonment, death, lots of death. And so I developed a fear of abandonment, being, whether people die or they just choose to no longer associate with you. Or they accuse you of whatever and then bounce. It happens. It happens in life, and, sometimes you just don't know who's going to do that. So sometimes you can kind of predict, if you have reactive people in your life who are impulsive, sometimes that can happen. If you have people who are very rigid, that can happen. If you have people who are just wishy-washy, it can happen. I mean, it really just kind of depends. Sometimes somebody can go through trauma and just totally shut down. And, sometimes it can be that you were the jerk, and that's why. It happens. And, it's just a matter of how we navigate it, how we look at it, how we perceive it, okay? How do you perceive these losses? How do you view them? Do you internalize them? Do you take these losses to mean that that it has some, what's the word I'm looking for? It's some indication of your worth or value. Are you basing your worth and value on somebody else's actions? Are you internalizing the stuff that they do? Because most of the time, really, honestly, other people are just reacting to stuff through their own filter, through their own stuff that they're going through, okay? Or have gone through. And a lot of times it really has nothing to do with you. So, I've talked about this a little bit. I had somebody, I cared about who walked away from me. And, I've come to a point in my life where I can recognize that, a lot of my behavior was kind of out of control because I was not at a stable point in my life because I was going through so much abuse. I didn't have, firm foundation. I didn't really have a safe place. That person was more or less my safe place. And that wasn't really a good thing for them at that point. And they had to walk away from me because my behavior was unhealthy. Obviously they had other stuff going on. But ultimately what it comes down to is it's not because they didn't walk away from me because they didn't value me. They did not walk away from me because they didn't care about me or didn't love me. They walked away from me because my behavior was toxic in a way that they couldn't, I'm not going to say they couldn't handle it, but it was interfering with their life. It was interfering with their own stability in certain ways. So, I get that. I respect that. There's some other stuff that was going on that's mixed into that I still take issue with. But I can take responsibility for that aspect of it. Okay? And mind you, I don't internalize it. Okay? I am able to separate my value, my worth, from the behavior that I was displaying, from being unhealed and in an abusive situation. So that's having grace for myself, not sitting there blaming myself and I have to fix this, blah blah. No, okay, there's a lot of screwed up stuff that was going on. And the way I was reacting to it, responding to it, the way I was behaving was not safe. Okay? It wasn't. And yeah, there are reasons for that. There are reasons why. It's not an excuse. And that's why I don't behave that way anymore. I've learned to do better. And I have been working on building my stability. I have been working on how to love people with boundaries, both for them and myself. The boundaries for them and the boundaries, for myself. The boundaries, okay, let me rephrase this. The boundaries for my own behavior and their own behavior that I will accept and engage with. Not that I have to control them, okay? These boundaries are all for me. It's not to control them. Right? These are boundaries so that I am a healthy person, so that I do not devolve into unhealthy ways of interacting. Okay? These are boundaries of what I will interact with, what I will engage with. Okay? And I am going to challenge the people around me to do better and be better. And I will tell them and show them how to do that. Okay? It was not articulated to me in a way, at least, that I could see or perceive how to do better and be better. Obviously, there was an issue with what I was doing, how I was behaving, okay, but I wasn't really given another path. So, if I've got people around me who are displaying toxic behaviors, unhealthy, unhealed, whatever, okay, I'm not just going to kick them out of my life. I'm not just going to say, oh, you messed up. I'm not just going to say, oh, that's bad. I'm going to say, okay, this is unhealthy. This is why. This is how we can do better. And how can I help you do that? I'm not going to sit there and enable this toxic behavior. No. I'm going to give the person a choice. They can continue to do this, in which case I will not engage. They're going to be talking to a wall if they continue to do that. Or we can learn and grow, okay? We can grow the depth and stability of this relationship. We can become safer for each other and for ourselves in the process. Okay? So the people around me, I challenge these people if they are displaying these kinds of behaviors. I don't do it in a mean way. I don't just cut them off. I did exactly what I just told you. Somebody say reads too much into something that I say, and they react to that in a really negative way. Okay. One, why do you think that? Why do you believe that? Okay. Well, let me know where you're coming from. You're reacting to something that you perceived. That is your perception. Okay? Help me understand why you are perceiving this way. And we can talk about it. Okay? But if you snap at me, I'm not going to sit there and roll over. I'm not going to apologize. No, but let's work through this, okay? Let's figure out where this is coming from. Let's see if we can't figure out how to get through this and work past it. And so this, hopefully isn't going to be an issue moving forward. Or if it is, we now have the tools to problem solve and figure it out. I am a big believer in cohort learning, as it were. You know, peer mentorship, where you show, share, demonstrate skills that the other person may not have, okay? You do it very intentionally, that you pass those skills on, okay? And I wish that had happened with me when I needed to learn this stuff. But, you know, I have a great therapist, so there's that. Anywho, that's what I want to be able to do with other people, in a professional capacity and with my friendships and other relationships that I have in my life. Anywho, just something to stick in your brain case, you know. Don't be so afraid to lose somebody that you're going to roll over and just accept whatever, or you're going to lose your stability if you're going to lose that person, okay? Love people with boundaries. You know, make sure you are keeping yourself emotionally safe. You can have attachments, just make sure that they are healthy attachments, you know? All right, guys. Hey, have a good one.